Welcome to this first tutorial that I'm making on 400 grand. This is a tutorial basically to kick off my website and to talk to really give you some good information that I think you can use. Me personally, my name is Benjamin. I am a filmmaker, and but now I focus more in marketing. I want to talk about music. If you understand why you're using music, then it actually opens up the world a lot more. What are some of the reasons for using music? Well, in neuroscience, when they talk about it, they talk about things like emotion amplification, right? So a good music with the right visuals, if they really go well together, it can really like enhance the intensity of a scene. Say it's an action scene, right? You can make it more intense just by adding music to it. It has to be the right kind of music, of course, right? You don't want to just have any kind of music up there, obviously. The thing about emotion, why emotion is important, why amplification of emotion is important, is because this is what helps us remember. The more emotion that's involved in a memory, the more likely you are to remember that event, that time, that whatever you want to call it. And so yeah, so emotion amplification, memory and recall, as we just said. Another reason to use it is for pacing and rhythm. You can The music generally has a pace to it, right? And if you can put the music with certain types of audio, which you're going to see here today, I'm going to show you some of the stuff that I do with music and how I use it to kind of move a scene around. I'm going to let you see the scene without the music, and then I'll let you see the scene with the music. But pacing and rhythm. In fact, when you're cutting, you can cut to the beat in a certain way, and it really, to me, it intensifies the moment. If you've ever watched a music video and you watch how they cut on certain beats, it really increases your excitement, and excitement is important because excitement is similar to emotion. It's a feeling, right? And the more you can get your feelings or the feelings of your audience intensified, the more likely they are to remember what you did. So it's about thinking about your audience. It's about thinking what they're thinking about and what they're going through, and they're not going to really notice if you do it right. I'm sure if you've made films and you use music, you see with that, you can feel the feeling. The editor usually is the first person to be like, wow, this is really like hitting home. It's really driving the scene. So when we talk about music, we can talk about sounds, music, special effects, things of that nature. Tones can really it can mark the end of a scene or the beginning of a scene. Tone is like let's just say a note. If you want to say a tone is just like a note you'll use, that maybe a sustained note. That could be a tone. It could be multiple tones after each other if you want, almost like beats or some sort of rhythms if you want to use it. And I'll show you some of that stuff as well. When you think about music and you think about adding music to a piece, it's think of it as a big, if it's just going to be video and audio, think of it as really like 50% of the scene, right? So your videos, say for instance, let's talk about drone footage. If you're using good drone footage and looks good and nice and all that, you'll see silence can be okay, but when you put some music behind it, it really it really brings the scene together. So don't discount the use of music and the use of tones in a scene. It's very important. And don't just throw it in there either. Think about it, feel it through, show it to a friend, see if it really resonates, pun, I suppose, intended. Basically, in summary, the reason why we use music is you want to be able to set the mood, you want to be able to adjust intensity of the scene, and you want to, if it's done well, you want the end user to really remember the scene. So if you think of it like that, using music is a amazing tool that you can master, And what I like to do is I like to work with local producers when I do my film. And one of the producers I work with is actually a partner of mine, Zella. And here is a video. Let me make sure it's going to play for you. Play. So it's a scene of the drone flying through downtown New Orleans off of Poydras Street. And it cuts to a couple different things. And I cut this to music, but I'm letting you watch it, without the music. And so boom, and we'll come back to that in a second. Now let's play it with the music and see if you notice a change, or there feels like a change in the way it moves and the speed at which it moves. Just pay attention, take note. The music I use, it's really designed to move the video along, but also I use it because it had nice cuts in it, right? And I didn't always cut on the beat. Sometimes I cut on different instrumentation within it. In fact, one of these cuts it's like a pow. It's like almost like a gunshot sound. I cut to the gunshot, and here it is like a pow. And then at the end is what I did at the end, and this could be the end of it really, but what I did at the end is I had the music rolling and I cut the music, and when I cut it with a tone, right? So let's listen to it. Flight school headquarters. So I dropped the tone in there, and then I dropped some outside sounds I recorded. That's how it ends. So kind of makes it a little dramatic at the end, which is kind of what I was going for, like a kind of dramatic feel, something I could put up on social media and share, put on my website or whatever. And yeah, so that's that example. Let me see if I have another example I could show you. Anyway, that is my tutorial, my first tutorial. They're going to get better, I promise, right? But at least we got one out the way for you. I hope you enjoyed it, and feel free to, browse and peruse my website and find stuff that you may like. A lot of free stuff on there, a lot of tutorials on there, stuff you can buy on there as well. All the footage is 4K, maybe some is 6K. So thank you so much. All right, bye-bye.